Hello, folks. It's great to be back here once again. I remain your master tutor, James. I'll be taking you on a roller coaster ride on how to become a great content writer and how you can deliver top quality content for your audience and impact your clients. Today, we'll be talking about those who are feeling dejected already and have even decided perhaps to quit applying to Upwork to get on board. Don't yet, because I have good news for you. This short video is going to educate you and inform you about the fundamentals you need to learn, to know, to get your account approved. It can be very challenging, I must say, because I have my own experience as well as to how I got rejected for about 10 times before I got it approved eventually. But what I did was to be persistent, to be consistent, and never to give up, and never give up on your dreams. So how do you get on board? What I'm going to be telling you are not something from the blues. As a matter of fact, some of the things I'll be telling you are things that you already know, but are perhaps oblivious of. If you are coming on board, don't forget that the platform you are coming to is a massive and highly competitive marketplace where you have over 3 million potential and actual skill users with different kinds of niches and industries and areas of writing. So having that understanding that this is a competitive environment, then what you are bringing on board must also be competitive. Must not just be the ordinary. You must go beyond the ordinary when you are building your profile. So your profile is what is going to sell you, or what is going to get your account approved or rejected. That is key. You must take. You must build a very strong profile. And how do you build a strong profile in getting on board on Upwork? Two things your profile must contain: your skill set and your experience. Your profile is not your biography. Your profile is not a letter. Your profile is not a thesis. Your profile is not a dissertation. It's simply a vehicle that conveys you to Upwork team. And if that victim is rickety, or if that vehicle is rickety, is disjointed, is cracked, then the possibility of getting you to your destination is slim, or perhaps not existent. So your vehicle must be top notch, must be in good condition. So I'm speaking with reference to your profile. It must be written well and concentrate on two things: your skill set and your experience. But before I go into that, there is something you must know: that your profile must be very short, must be simple, and must be laced with things that are not personal about you, but that focus especially on your skill. I talk about simple. I don't use highfalutin languages, vocabulary to build a profile. Use the simple grammar. Use the simple vocabularies. So don't be too uh, verbose. Don't write too many big grammar, or too many big vocabularies in explaining yourself. You must be very simple, and your sentences have to be short. All right. Oh, James is a is an editor, proofreader, and writer in the following niches. These are the niches I'm proficient at. You list them in order of proficiency. Don't forget. So when I list all the areas that I'm good at: email copywriting, automotive niche, technical writing, response post, how to post, product description, product review, call to action, and so on and so on. So I must itemize them. They must not be too many. Make them as brief as 5-6. It's okay. So if those are your areas, itemize them. That is the first part of your profile. You must ensure that your profile is contains short sentences, and they convey your skill. Okay, in order of proficiency. The other aspect has to do with your experience. Experience here is not talking about the number of universities you've been to, or the number of colleges you've been to, or the number of degrees you have. Don't forget, like I told you, this is a skill-driven marketplace and not certificate-driven marketplace, not degree-driven marketplace. Here and there you may find academic writing. Of course they are there, but then those academic writing will be informed by the proposal you put up, by what you have done, and that's what you're talking about experience. Your history portfolio has to do with what have you delivered. If you're an academic writer, how many papers have you written on maybe philosophy or politics or medical science or pharmacy? Or so you must itemize your experience portfolio, how you have impacted your client in the past. Of course, since you are not on board, you must be able to tell us one or two things you've done in the past that impacted your client. All right. So experience is key. That you itemize your experience and make it as brief as possible. Like I told you, your profile should not be too lengthy. 150, 100, 120, between 100 to 150 words are fine. Then let them be in maybe like 2-3 paragraphs. That is okay. So that the lengthier it becomes, the higher the chance of your account getting rejected. So make it short, make it concise, make your sentences and vocabularies simple. Okay, now your profile as well also includes your profile picture. Your profile picture must be professional. Don't go and put a profile picture that is not professional. Please ensure that the picture you are putting on your profile brings out your face clearly, because again, when you are doing your identity verification, they're going to match your face with maybe the data page of your passport or your driver license. So ensure that as much as you can, the picture you are putting up for your profile picture is very clear and professional, so that when you are doing your identity verification and all of that, it's easier to just pass you. And once you don't pass identity test, your account will be restricted and you may not recover from that until you're able to rectify it. So don't get to that point of having your account put on hold or restricted and all of that. So that's quite key. So make your profile picture cool. Now wait for approval. Don't be too anxious, because a lot of us, the problem is that a lot of us want to get it approved by fire by force, and we go and employ different means that are not genuine, and it will backfire later. So make sure you are honest in the details you provide. Make sure the information you provide is correct, is accurate. Your surname, your first name, your date of birth, and other details are correct. Please and please. All of these things, if you are not careful and you are not deliberate about them, they will end up getting you a rejection rather than an approval. I'm eagerly waiting for you to join us on this platform, on this trail, because it's a lucrative platform. It's a lucrative marketplace. It's profitable. If you are not in a hurry, take your time. You will get it approved. But make sure you take those preliminary precautions and considerations, so that they will help you in fast tracking the process of getting your account approved. All right. Yeah. So let's move to those who have been on that platform but are finding it extremely difficult to get their account to get their first gig. Here is good news. It is not difficult to get your first gig, but here is the irony. I was on Upwork for more than 6 months before I got my first job. So that's the irony. But then it was after my realization that you need to do some background check before you get your first gig. You must do some background check. One, please let me say this before I move on. Update your account as frequent as possible. Update your account as frequent as possible. Your profile, update it as frequent as possible. That's by the way. So, but for those who are looking up to get their gig, it can be frustrating anyway. A lot of my students have asked me, how are you getting gig? How did you have not? I've been on this platform for 6 months and I've not gotten one. What is happening? Here is the problem I think arises. When you see a job post on Upwork, for example, don't go apply for every job. Go to your profile, look at the skills you have set out, and compare the skills with the jobs post you are seeing. Don't apply for every job. Harmonize the job you've seen, compare it with the skill set you have set up in your profile, because the man at the other hand, your potential client and employer, is looking at your profile right in front of him and is looking at your proposal. So when he picks up your proposal and is looking at your skill set, there is no match, there is nothing corresponding to your skill in the proposal, in the job you have sent out. Because when when a client puts out a job, he puts out the requirements, what he needs from the potential writer who's going to take up the job, or the candidate. So, but when he sees that proposal and he goes to your profile and he sees that there is no correspondence, there is nothing matching each other there, he throws it into the trash bin. So ensure that before you apply for a job, it matches your skill as reflected in your profile. Don't be too much in a haste. You want to apply for every job. You want to no. Yes, you must use your connects, because that's quite important. That's one of the things that increase your GSS. So, but in using your connect, you must use it responsibly. You must reuse it for jobs that match your skill. Don't be in a hurry to get job. Take your time. Your time will come, but it requires persistence, it requires consistency, it requires the knowledge of the marketplace. And I think that takes precedence over every other thing. The knowledge of the marketplace. Understand what the client requests. So when you understand that, then it becomes easy for you to get the first interview. Having said that, now in writing your cover letter, and I think this is quite important, the cover letter is what you write to the client, indicating your interest in the job he has posted. All right. So in writing the cover letter, there are things that are essential, there are things that are not essential, that shouldn't be found in your cover letter at all. No one, your cover letter must not contain your bio. The client is not interested. Your cover letter is not an ego booster. Let me say that again. Your cover letter is not an ego booster. Rather, it is an expression of how you want to impact the client's bottom line. It is an expression of how you want to go about delivering on that project. It is an expression of how you want to structure the work and how you want to arrive at a successful project delivery. That is what your cover letter is all about. Of course, you remember maybe in when you're applying for a job and they say you bring a cover letter from maybe a professor from your school, or your lecturer, or your teacher, or somebody who is familiar with you, who knows you well. The man is not going to be writing about how you were born, the condition of your health when you were born, or the days you were born, or where you were born to, and things and all of that. He's going to be concentrated on your skill, how you can be part of that team to deliver quality service. And that is what your cover letter must entail. Your cover letter must entail how you are going to impact the bottom line of your client. So when you're starting your cover letter, if you know the name of the job poster, fine, put it hello or hi, hello James, or hello Philip, or hello Ahmed, and all of that. So put it, then you start. Let the client, your potential client, let them know that you understand the requirements and why you are the best fit for that job. The reason why you are the best fit for that job is, one, you understand how to deliver on that job. Another, you can speak big grammar. Another, you are looking fine. I know you're not going to hard, but I'm just saying that put the essentials. The essentials has to do with what structure are you going to bring on board. Let's give an example. A client asks you to write on 4 common problems of Ford 3.5L EcoBoost engine. Okay, so when you are applying and you're writing your cover letter, why not itemize the structure? If there is a preset guideline from the client, beautiful. If there is none, because a lot of clients will put it there that they have a preset guideline, you have to follow my guidelines. Some are the job post is elusive in terms of guidelines, so you are not sure whether there is a preset or not preset guideline. Whether there is a preset guideline or not preset guideline, ensure you have a structure. So when you have a preset guideline, it even helps. So you can structure you can structure your guideline, or you can structure your guideline based on what the client has given. But if it is elusive, you don't know whether there is a structure or not. So itemize how you're going to write the content. So the example I give, you can have a meta description if it is needed. If it is not needed, you can leave it out. But write a meta description, for example, icebreaker, the one you call the introduction, list out the common problems, maybe facts, the frequently asked questions, and maybe your final thought or a wrap. Itemize the structure like that. It will be part of your cover letter. Okay, now again, your cover letter must not exceed 70, 80, 100 words, max 100. Don't write a lengthy cover letter. Sometimes these clients don't have the time to be reading all of those things you put there. What is essential, if you have a published article, put the links there in your cover letter. In fact, that does the magic. They just go there and but make sure that maybe the Microsoft Word copy of that thing you put the link is attached. It's important you attach your sample of the link you have indicated. So that's important. So make your cover letter very short. Then include the link to your published works, and if there are no published work, being a newbie, put a few things you've done, topics that you have done, put them under your cover letter, just the topics. Then of course, you know, there are some questions, there are some common questions that clients ask on Upwork. I'm going to deal with those questions in my subsequent video, but because those questions are quite important, there is a way you will answer those questions, there are ways you don't answer them, so that you don't fall flat. So, but today we're concentrating on how you can get your first gig. The other thing I have to say is that when you are applying for a job, make sure that you do not overblow your ego. In fact, like I told you earlier, there is no point to even show your face. Show yourself in the skills, show yourself in what you have delivered, show yourself in how you understand the requirement of the job, and how you are going to itemize those, itemize your structure and deliver the quality content that your client will be happy to see. All right, now you've applied. It is now time to get to wait. If luckily you are interviewed, again at the level of interview, a lot of times clients interview like 10, 20, 40. You will see in a job post, you will see less than 50 or less than 5 proposals. In another one, you will see 50 proposals. Clients interviewing none. Last viewed by a client maybe 10 minutes ago, and you are wondering, why has this client not responded to 50 proposals? They are doing selection. So if you put up a good proposal, you may be selected. And once you are called for interview, at the level of interview, now here's the thing. When you get to the level of interview, you have to be extremely very strategic, because there are a lot of things that are supposed to be in your proposal, in your hard cover letter, but because your cover letter has to be short, you were not able to input them there. Now is the time to express all those things, because the client now is ready for you, is face to face with you to ask you questions about how you're going to deliver on the job. So it is now time to do a lot of justice to the things that you know, that you are proficient at. This is the time to express your skill in the other jobs you have done. So make sure you are strategic about answering questions from the clients. It's asking you for rates. It's asking you for how you want to make the project, because maybe it's asking for a long-term relationship, how you want to deliver on long-term relationship. You're asking for rates and all of that. So be strategic, and all of these things that I'm going to deal with in a subsequent video, how you respond to job interviews. This is not like the conventional job interviews we always have. This is a different ball game. So I'm going to stop here today, believing that you have been able to pick up one or two things as regards how you can come on board as a writer, and how you can get your first gig as one whose account has been approved by Upwork. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch my previous videos on how you can become a great writer, knowing your audience, taking spelling seriously, knowing yourself, because if you don't know yourself, you cannot speak or communicate to the outside world. So that is quite important. Till I see you again, it's me, Master James Tutor. Bye.